Hi everyone, last video for today. So since it's New Year's Day, I thought I would do the inevitable um, change or resolution blog. If you've made it this far, of what I'm grateful for. Um, so it's either like things I've learned or changed from, things I want to change, things like that. So I'm going to try to stay with that theme for the last blog. So the first thing that I'm grateful for is that last night, some of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, Leslie, that sounds like a pathetic time. But last night plans changed because a lot of people had the flu, and I ended up just dog sitting last night, and I didn't even make it till midnight. I went to bed. I ordered Chinese food, played with puppies, had some coffee, and then went to bed because, totally normal. And caught up on a show I like. And to be honest with you, it was such a change, and I'm so grateful for just like a different trajectory. So normally New Year's is really busy and chaotic, and I feel really busy and chaotic a lot of the time. And I started this year calm and doing what I want. It's not that I didn't want to go to the movies and dinner with a friend, but things changed, and it was actually so nice to go to bed early, especially when I've been traveling. And I ended up making two plans with people today and tomorrow. I'm getting coffee while I wait for my bus, and I'm also seeing someone I didn't think I'd have time to see this morning. So they're coming in like an hour. So really, it was just like, you know what? Yeah, I don't have plans when I'm technically supposed to, but I'm really excited for these other things, and I'm going to go to bed early to prepare for them. And I had a really, really nice New Year's by myself, which leads me to number two, which was I was going to be really cheesy and post a video of like me trying to sing the Katniss song from the Hunger Games. And I just kind of cheesed out at the last minute. I'm like, don't know half the words even after I've listened to it. So, and it's just really cheesy to do that. But I wanted to put something that I've never done before on this last blog. But I think even though I don't have it, knowing that yesterday for like an hour I just sang to my favorite songs and like had a dance party and didn't care, is something that was a change for me because I used to do that when I was like, a teenager, but I've gotten away from just like doing things that make me happy or have fun. I just always have my guard up a little bit. So it was really nice. And so it's not on here, but I just danced to and sang to so many songs that I like, very cheesy. And, but I think I need to do more of that. And I learned that from, my newfound family or whatever you want to call it, and they're just always silly and sassy, and they don't have their guard up all the time. And going back to that, because I know if I was a theater nerd who was in, way too many plays, there's an inner fun person in there that wants to come back. So it was really fun. And the next small change that I want to do is that, or that happened, I guess this one's more that happened, is I was at a holiday party a few days ago with a group of people that it's kind of like a support group of sorts. So just if you have any life-changing events that happen to you, you can be in this group. And I remember I used to think that if you are slightly different in any way, nervous, or you get stressed easily, or you're very passionate but emotional, or whatever it is, I used to think it was like, oh my gosh, I have to get rid of that. Hopefully it'll be gone soon. And when we were at this holiday party, we were all very quirky in different ways, and I mean that in the best possible way. But when we were playing like Mad Libs and eating really good food and talking, it was a place where all of our quirks could just like be embraced, and it was so much fun. And there was no expectations, and it just felt really, really, really nice. And I felt like everyone who may have had something stressful about the holidays for various reasons, like depending on what the various changes are, we were all able to like have a good time together, and we were just accepted. And it felt like I didn't need to change anything that I don't necessarily like about myself. And in this environment, it was actually just like, okay. So parties with a lot of people, I tend to be quiet, and that's fine. And other people, they're really loud, or, whatever it was. It was just really, really, really nice. And I learned it from them. And everyone was really thoughtful. probably because they are so sensitive and understanding as people, because they've all gone through change. I just felt like we were all really encouraging and awesome to each other. And the other awesome thing is that they're all great cooks, so it was amazing. Anyways, I learned that it's okay to like have quirks and be different. And I feel like that's something people say a lot, but we don't actually practice accepting everyone's differences or like understanding why they happen, which I kind of get because we're all busy. But the worst is when you don't accept the quirks in yourself and you're fighting it all the time. I think that's even worse than what people could possibly think about you. The more detrimental one is when you think, oh, I'm too nervous, I have to change this. I'm not saying that I haven't learned to change to act differently around who I am, but I think accepting it and seeing other people having a fun time, even though they have changes going on too, it was really awesome. So that's all I wanted to say about that one. And I also want to talk about that there's things that I've learned to do, and they're very tiny, and I hope to continue them in the new year, and I'm grateful for them, and I think I can come up with 3. The first one is, it's really small, but it's when you have the opportunity to help the person you're talking to just do it. And I don't mean like sweeping gestures, but I used to not think about it. I was so thinking about what I was doing that it didn't cross my mind to do anything. An example is a few days ago, my friend Joey was washing like wine glasses out. And the old me, it's not that I didn't want to help him. It's just that I'm thinking about what to talk about next, or I'm thinking about the future or something. And I'm not noticing that he's washing the dishes when he's stressed. So this time, it's very simple. I just was like, oh, I'll do it. And I washed all the cups for him. And it was really awesome. And I feel like we don't do that enough. And it's just a small change to like give back to the person. Or if you're actually hearing them being stressed instead of trying to fix their problems or whatever, I tend to like think of, oh my gosh, you need to come up with the perfect answer. I feel like just you could reach over and grab their hand for a second, or you could say, oh my gosh, like let's do something relaxing this week then, or what do you want to talk about? And instead of making it about you, it's like realizing what the moment is asking for. And I feel like with the case of the dishes, it's really simple, but it's just like my friend was stressed and it was so easy for me to just wash the dishes for him. And it's not that before I wouldn't have, but now I'm like conscious of being in the moment. It's like, oh, he's doing that, but he's stressed. Why don't I just do it for him? I learned that from where I live now too, where it was just kind of expected to do that. But also I just noticed that other people were doing it a lot. Especially the parents. So it's just like something you can do where if you're noticing that someone could be helped somehow, even if it's that they're preparing dinner and you could do something, or you clean up before they ask, or even like noticing that they have they're doing a craft and there's a bajillion things, like asking if you can help organize. It's a simple thing. And most of the time you have the 5 to 10 minutes to do that. And I don't know why before I just felt like I was so busy or I just didn't think about it. So it's a simple change I want to practice in the new year. The second thing is I learned from my sister, both of them really. My one sister works for like almost a nonprofit farm, and my youngest sister, who has Down syndrome, volunteers at her school all the time. So I know everyone says they want to volunteer and that doesn't happen, but I have thought that I'm going to mindfully 3 times this year. I think that's such an easy number. Do something for someone else. So that's either like doing errands for someone, or teaching someone something, or some sort of volunteer activity 3 times this year. And then the last thing is kind of from all the supports in my life that are newer. So my Dr. Holly and my sisters and my family in Western New York that I love so much. I've said that like the whole time. My friends who are always there for me. I can't even believe how awesome my friends are. And everyone says that, but I'm right. My nanny, parents, all these awesome people that I have. I just want to be able to say yes to more things. So again, this isn't that I was wanting to say no, but I didn't think about it that much. And I wouldn't I would be scared, so I'd only do a third of the things. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to have days where I don't do things, but I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like why not apply to every job you think is cool and see what happens instead of overthinking it. The worst that happens is some of them don't call you back. This means that next semester I do the things on campus and don't say, oh, I'm graduating soon, but I'm like, oh, I am graduating soon. Let's do the things I want to do. This means making attempts to stay in touch with people. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't. And I have really good friends that I met in grad school that I don't want to lose or distance myself from because I was busy. This means maybe going out of my comfort zone and offering to host a dinner party or taking a class that I just want to do for fun and saving for it. And I think the act of saving is really half the battle. I feel like this means I've wanted to visit my sister in North Carolina and save for it, and I just don't. And it's partly because I don't feel like I just should indulge in a vacation, and I feel like it's doing that, even if it's for a weekend or we do it really low budget and eat ramen noodles the whole time. I feel like these are all really doable things, and I plan to make a list, as I'm sure lots of people do on New Year's. But I'm hoping that the attitude of doing all the things I want and trying my best to get there and accepting all the people in my life as people who are there instead of people who are going to go will change a lot, I'm thinking. And I think it'll yield positive results. The other thing is that there's 2 jobs that my friends have connections with, and I'm really interested in them. And I've worried that it's too hard for me. And I feel like instead of saying that, I should go, why don't I ask them about it, meet them for coffee, and see what can happen. And I think, hopefully with all these things, there will be positive changes. I feel like now I'm rambling, but the last thing I'm going to try to do is when I'm worrying about graduation and I'm worrying about being perfect for everyone, which I'm not, and when I'm feeling like I might say something that I don't necessarily mean because it's just fear taking over, there's a simple trick, and you just say like a goofy word like gobbledygook in your head, or you write it down, or you just really quickly like take that second to do that, and then it catches you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was just about to say something like really raw and uncensored, and I didn't probably either mean it or it doesn't mean that it's true. And I think especially at night when I can't fall asleep, saying that word out loud and then maybe thinking about what the actual tangible things I need to do are and then forgetting the rest, I'm hoping that I will be a healthier sleeper, riser, doer in the daily world, because I tend to stay up late, over caffeinate, and just try to do everything but wear myself down, and it kind of like takes a backwards step. So I love this gobbledygook thing. So if I'm awkwardly getting some coffee or something with you and I say that word, you now know what it means. Most of the time I'm probably just going to write it down. And I learned that from Holly, and I just think it's like an amazing little story. She's telling me about a kid who does it. So that's the end of my videos. And again, all the people who are trickled through there could have their own blog where I could talk about them. And I really hope that this blog helped you in some way. And it definitely helped me. And have an amazing 2015. Forget about 2014, but carry it with you. So on that note, bye.